Hi, welcome to MCC Today. It's a brand new season of Muscatine Community College Television with a new format that has the same great mission, and that is to bring you behind the scenes of Muscatine Community College and to introduce you to our programs, services, and people who've made us popular for the last 80 plus years. Today with me in the studio, I have a familiar face, Anabelia Calderon-Flores, and we're going to tell you a little bit about what you can expect this season. How is that going to be different than we've been in the seasons before? One of those things is we're going to do a lot more on location, we're going to have a lot more action shots, and we will have a lot more guest hosts. So stay tuned for some really special programming. Today, Anabelia and I would like to talk to you a little bit about the career services that we offer at Muscatine Community College, and I'll give Anabelia a chance to say hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
You've moved since last season, so we need to talk about that.
Yes, we have. I've moved. Actually, all student services moved, but
yeah. So if they're wandering around Strand Hall, going,
yeah, you'll run into biology labs. You'll run into all different sorts of areas that you will not find us in the Strand Hall. We are in the student center, all student services, and we're kind of tucked away, but we're all down one hallway, I guess. So if you walk into the student center, stop at the information desk, and you can either ask for myself or an advisor or anybody that you're looking for right at the information desk, and they'll help you.
How have you liked the new location?
I love it. The building is awesome. It's just, I mean, you're right there with me. We're not roomies anymore, but
we aren't, and we're sad about that.
Yes.
But what I like about it is that it has a flow now. The students come in and it's just such an open area when you first walk in, and then the student services are on one side, the bookstore's on the other.
Right, everything is kind of where you can see it. If you don't know, actually, like I said earlier, if you can't find somebody, stop at the information desk, but you'll find everybody by the signs, the nice signage that we have, as well as just looking around the room. You will see that the bookstore is there now. It's not hidden.
The testing center.
The testing center is in
new.
the,
That's better.
So
that's an improvement.
it's all, everything's been improved, but you're right, the flow of it, knowing how to get from one end to the other, and just, you don't have to have a map for it. You can kind of just walk in and make your way around without having any difficulty.
One of the things that does apply to what you work with, employment, is that workforce development is in our building now.
Yes, they are right down the hall, actually, but closer to you than me. But yeah, they're right there. So we have resources for our students.
Every day.
Doubled, yep.
Every day.
Yep.
They had moved to the Quad Cities for a while because they had been behind our building. So if you were used to being on campus and you found Promise Jobs, Workforce Development, Voc Rehab, in the building behind the campus, beside Weed Park, they've moved inside student services now. So between Jonna and Sabrina, we have coverage every day of the week for students, and they don't have to. I know that it doesn't seem like a long way to travel across campus, but sometimes it is.
When we used to direct them to go, and find them before, we had no clue whether they make it. And now we can walk them right down the hall.
Yeah, that's nice.
Right.
That's kind of the Hy-Vee model.
Right.
We'll walk you to what you need versus pointing and saying go that way. So I think that's been a huge improvement. I've seen a lot of traffic, and I feel like I'm referring more because I feel like I know better what they do.
Right.
So I don't know if you feel that way once they get to you, but at least when they're still shopping and not sure if they can afford college or whatever, it's nice to be able to say, but let me transfer you to Jonna. She's right here, and I know she's right there.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah, it's very good. So, Anabelia, you've got some big things coming up.
I do. It seems like everything's happening the month of October. Currently, this month of October, and it might happen in the month of September at one point, but we have transfer fairs, career fairs, a little bit of everything to kind of get our students exposed to what they're going to do after they leave us. So transfer fair is going to be on Monday here on our campus. It will be October 8th.
What date? I was going to say, what date is Monday? Because Chad will rewind this.
I know. So this is going to be Monday, October 8th.
2012.
2012, right.
He might
2015, he's running it again, which...
You never know. We're not the program guide.
October 8th, Monday the 8th, at the transfer fair. I'm sorry, because I have so many things in my head right now. It is from 10 a.m. to 1. So what that is we have advisors, transfer advisors from all the different universities that come to our campus to kind of work with our students one-on-one and help them make a decision if they haven't made one yet, or talk to them further about what they need to be doing to get their self to that next school.
So if I'm watching today and I'm a parent of a student who's in high school but taking credit, are they welcome?
They're welcome, more than welcome, yes.
And parents too?
Parents, anybody who wants to talk to that university, they're here on campus to meet with you.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you have a new way for people to find out about employment. I just got the email the other day with the logo and
right. So then
introduce us to that, because that's all new to us.
Right. Tuesday we have a career fair, and with that said, in the past we'd have employers in the area or near our area that would want to post job openings with our students, with the public, and just know that we have a resource here because of where we would post the openings. They would send them, through mail, and then we would either post them on the boards or send them through the mail. So it was, a delay probably.
It happened, but it wasn't smooth.
Right, it was not a smooth process. So now with this new service, it's called College Central Network, CCN, and what students can do, employers can do, you can go on to collegecentral.com/EICC and actually open up an account, basically. So you're an employer, you open up the employer account. If you're a student, alumni, you can open up an account as well. The employer side can post positions, close them, put expiration dates, that way they're not
manage
sitting.
It themselves.
Right, they
okay.
manage their openings, and then as students or alumni, you can go out and look at all of these openings as well as other services that the system provides, like resume builders. They have pretty much everything you want to do so that you can find that employment, as well as post the job. And you're putting it into your own profile account, so you'll have access to it and can edit it and tweak it and do what you need to do to it. But they also have career advice documents, so that there is whatever's the new trend or whatever's popular at the time as far as openings or job career fields.
What's hot? Okay.
You can read about them. You can read about different ways that employers are kind of wanting their employees to, not employees, but the interviewees, and what they should be looking at for their company or for that area.
Okay.
It's all available through podcasts, so iTunes, and it's connected in all different ways. They tweet you information. So opening up an account as a student or alumni will get you a lot of information.
Wow. Are you just doing that here at Muscatine, or did the entire district change
the district
that? So
yep.
Clinton students, Scott students.
Clinton, Scott, and Muscatine. Yep. And it's not only obviously to us, it's available to students nationwide basically, but we are new on board to it, so you are going to get local postings right away.
So if I'm an employer in the community and that sounds good to me, what do I do next? What's my next step?
Go to collegecentral.com/EICC, and on that page there's a link that says employers. Click on that and then just follow the procedure.
Okay.
Or they can contact us, call this college, and I can send them the link for the directions or the instructions on how to register.
Oh, very good. So we've got a couple different ways. And is it out on our website anywhere?
Yeah,
do you link from our web?
It's currently on our website. If you go to EICC in the red scrolling bar, there's a link that talks a little bit more about it, and then if you click on it where it says learn more, it takes you to the actual link.
Okay, well that's awesome. I think what I feel, at least in the new trend with the new chancellor, is that we're looking a lot more at how that student is successful to complete with us, as well as what do they do in their next step. And that fits right in talking about employment, which is pretty much our topic for today. And I do want to introduce you to two additional guests who are with us. They come to us from Amman, Jordan, and they're part of a grant that we have been working with for a couple of years now in entrepreneurship, small business management. And viewers, we've talked to Jim Elias in the past about our entrepreneurship program, and we had a day last year, and we'll do it again this spring, called Entrepreneurship Day, where local entrepreneurs could kind of peddle their wares, talk about what program or service or product they plan to produce, and then have local business people critique that, work with them, do workshops with them. So we will do that again in the spring. But we really are focusing on how students are successful and how we can help them stay in the community and find employment or build their own employment, be an employment for another person. So with that, Osama and Samir are here. Introduce yourselves, if you will, and tell us where you're from and what you do at that institution. I'll start with you, because you're the boss.
Thank you for having us first. And It's an honor for us to be here with you and with the Muscatine TV show, actually. I'm working as an international academic project manager at Quds College, which is located in Amman, Jordan. And I want to give you a brief about Jordan. Jordan, located in the Middle East. It's nearby hot spots in the region, and actually, up north is Syria and Egypt and Palestine and Israel and Iraq. And
you're kind of in the middle of all things happening now, aren't you?
Yeah.
And Jordan is such a beautiful little country where it's peaceful and you don't know when you're there that there's turmoil all around it. Yeah. It's a beautiful place.
And thank God we are in a stable region, and we are live in peace, and we respect life for ourselves and for others, actually.
Tell us about Al-Quds, because I was so impressed with Al-Quds itself. So, I mean, what we're used to with a community college system is the first 2 years, a transfer degree or a business degree, but you have managed to put a large umbrella over a lot of different programs and services. So kind of describe that to us.
Actually, in Jordan, we have an education system. It's high tech, and in Jordan, we are 6 million population. We have 22 universities, and we have 45 community colleges. We are one of the best, or we are the best community college in the region, actually. Al-Quds College, it's established in 1980, and now we are the first in terms of number of students, number of the huge infrastructure, and we have actually under the umbrella of Luminous Group, which contains 5 main education learning centers. The first one is Al-Quds College. It's just for 2 years diploma. It gives the certificate, associate degree for more than 6 disciplines. The second company, it's Vocational Career and Development Training Center. It's also give the certificate degree for the student who not passes the high school. The third company, it's Arcana. It's giving a training courses for corporate, not for individuals, concentrating of the soft skills. The fourth one, it's a company, its name is SAE, Studio Audio Engineering. It's a branch from Australia. It gives the associate degree and courses, certificate courses with multimedia and filmmaking and audio engineering and plus graphic design.
Now, people in the U.S. will be familiar with the work that has been produced there if they've seen Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar and
So
Shrek produced in the our SAE branches. And
but if I wanted to have my own singing career, I could come in and do a CD there as well.
Yes.
So it's actually kind of a commercial business within the colleges, which is interesting.
Yeah, and most of our graduate students go and work in the TV stations and all over the world because it's international, and it's 49th branch and all over the world. So we are the biggest 3 campus in terms of the infrastructure and the equipment that we have. The last company, it's a training center. It's the Bell International Language School. It's concentrating on learning English, and we got the certificate from Cambridge University in England. So this is a brief.
King's English.
Yes.
We don't do the King's English, do we?
No, we do not.
We do not.
Yeah.
No,
And-
very good.
And we start working with MCC. For me, this is the 6th visit here. I'm working
All
with...
because of my great uploading skills. We talked about that yesterday. I have to upload their documents to a kind of a third party. Oh, let me tell you, they're lucky they're ever here. We do a fine job working together, though, don't we?
Yep.
We
And
do.
you visited Jordan, and
I did. Floated in the Dead Sea and the whole 9 yards.
Oh my gosh.
we had to tell you about Dead Sea and
Yeah.
Petra.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. So you travel with this guy.
Yep.
They're like Anabelia and I in the Jordanian form. They're yin and yang to each other. So Osama, tell us a little bit about what you do, and which of these departments do you fall under when you have to answer to this guy?
Well, actually, he's the boss of my boss's boss.
He is
But
now.
he's now my friend.
So we're kind of, Samir works in the international projects department, and I work in Al-Quds College. I'm a lecturer in the business department. But what the difference is that I'm involved in the program, teaching the entrepreneurship program in Al-Quds College in Amman, in parallel with what Jim Alliance is doing at the moment. So Jim is teaching the course in the United States, and I'm doing it in Al-Quds College. So I'm kind of they call me the Jordanian Jim.
Jordanian Jim.
So actually, Samir is he's one of the senior bosses in our company, and we've worked together on this program ever since I joined the company, joined Al-Quds, which is about a year now.
Yep.
Year and 2 months or
So
something.
when you teach content, do you teach economics or just the entrepreneurship and what Jim does is small business management? I don't know if that's the same for you.
My specialization is business management,
Okay.
and I do the entrepreneurship program on the side. I also teach German, but that's something outside. He's not my boss when it comes to German. I'm his boss.
He can say all sorts of things about you you can't even understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can speak something in Italian. He cannot understand also.
I understand.
That's a thing about other countries. You have so many languages that you master,
True.
and we're lucky if we get English mastered, and sometimes, at least most of our universities that Anabelia works with, require either 2 or 4 years of foreign language. But I've been so amazed with the people I've met when I've traveled internationally that
That is
language is just something that's part of what you do. Do
We-
you start when
Yeah.
students are young, teaching a
Some
second or
schools
third language?
start at the beginning, right when you start school, you start learning English, and most parents think this is a beneficial thing. So when they send their kids to school, they try to look out for a school that teaches English, because English is so important these days. But some other schools start like after 5th grade, 6th grade, it depends. But most Jordanians speak fluent English, and we usually speak 1 or 2 languages. This is the minimum.
Is there a requirement somewhere that says that you have to know before you can graduate? Do you need to know
Yeah, sure.
multiple
In
languages?
Al-Quds College, we have almost 3 or 4 courses for our students who they need to learn English. That's extra. The other community colleges
Yep.
do not provide these courses, but we require our students to learn English aside from their learning, because we think English is key. We know computer skills and English skills are key if you want to succeed in this global economy.
And
That was one of the things we realized early on when it was John and Jeremy and I that went to start building this entrepreneurship curriculum. And it was nice to be able to say right off the bat that the students there would know English. So it put us at a universal language that we all understood. But that was such a relief for us that your students would be able to just hit the ground running.
Right.
Sure.
with the
And
entrepreneurship.
actually, in accordance with Osama says, actually the English language in Al-Quds College, it's very important. So we said, hey guys, if you don't know English language and you don't know how to use the computer, you are away from the high tech in the world. So it's very important, and we had the Bell International Language School. We let our students study 5 main English courses aside, just to let them know English better, because it's language of the world.
Do they have to have that requirement before they enter Al-Quds?
No, it's
It can be, okay.
yeah, inside the.
So what has the entrepreneurship certificate done for you, for your classes? I know Jim is so excited about it. And
Yeah, I'm also excited. We have like 8 great students that we've assembled over the last year. We've been recruiting students for 6 months, and we've finished the 2nd module. I have 8 students who are really, really creative. I'm so excited to see. And I think, did you see our Facebook group? I don't think.
No, I didn't.
You should be seeing it. It's they're so active. They post on it, and we had like something that I was really proud of. One of the students was traveling to the United States, and we started the 1st module. She couldn't be there, so what she did is that she had the other students scan the documents and what we learn, and they send it to her in the United States, and then she posted on the group her notes and her work on the module by herself. She studied, and that it just inspires me to see this level of commitment and excitement in the students. I did not expect that we will find this level, but we've done so much to find these students. These are 8 that we found out of 200 maybe.
Yeah.
We interviewed like 200 students. We found
Wow.
8 that were great.
Were they in other programs? So were they at the college, like for culinary or for childcare or dental or some of
Yes.
your other career programs? So they are not business students
They're
per
not.
se.
We have
Okay.
engineering, we have culinary, we have also one
Business.
that studies graphic design. We have one that
English.
studies business, one that studies English language.
So what will
They're
what's that
diverse.
person's? I'm sorry, Anabelia, I'm
Yeah.
walking right over you. But what does that person who's studying English? What's their business or what's their entrepreneurship?
She's probably thinking she wants to start. She likes to do handcrafts. She likes to sew, and she's been doing some great cultural things for Jordan. And she says all the things we have at our touristic sites are made in China, but we need to do something that is Jordanian and real Jordanian. So what she says, we have many women who came from Syria due to the war, and many women who came from Iraq also due to the war. So how about we employ them? They can work on these things because they take a lot of time. She can't do it on her own. And then we sell them at hotspots like Petra, like the Dead Sea, like Aqaba. And she's working on that idea. I'm still not sure if that's going to be economically sound, but we were working on a business plan.
That's what it's about, yeah.
Yeah.
Is finding out.
Yeah, we're going to find out.
Okay, so you said hotspots a couple times now. I'm thinking the wireless or something, but that must be like an area where you can go sell your product.
A touristic hotspot is like Petra, where it's one of the 7 wonders of the world. It's many people visit it. I think it generates, tourism generates about $2 billion for Jordan a year.
Just so you know, Jeremy didn't take me there.
He didn't.
Really?
I'm just saying.
But he
Jeremy-
went.
I'm shocked.
Last time.
He probably
Yeah.
went himself,
Yeah.
I'm
but
shocked.
did not think that maybe Katie wanted to see Petra. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm
But
shocked.
Jeremy's in the studio today hiding, so we're throwing Jeremy right under the bus because he can't say a thing.
He can't say nothing.
No, they've got beautiful tourism, and I did notice when we went to the Dead Sea,
This is the best place,
It-
actually.
I got the Dead Sea facial, which made me look young
Mud.
and beautiful. But there really wasn't. They have knickknacks or whatever, but it really wasn't what I would
It
call
wasn't Jordanian.
Yeah,
You flip it on the side, it says made in China.
a lot did.
It is, and it's a great idea, but I'm not sure how it is economically. This is when we're going to find out, because at this stage they need to build their business plan, and they're not thinking about the expenses and about the revenue, and this is when it gets really challenging. So it's good to have a good idea, but you need to test it in a business sense. So this is what we're going to do, and I think in June we're going to bring 4 of these students here to the Muscatine, and they're going to meet
exciting.
with Jim's class.
Oh,
So I think all the learning that has happened through this year will be shared now, which is going to be
Which was the
something
purpose of
really
the grant.
exciting.
That's
And they will
really
bring
awesome.
them here in this TV show, and
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
talk.
they
A
could-
You will
follow-up
meet
for
him
They
you.
could be
That
on
would
our
be good,
show.
yeah.
you
Oh,
will
yeah,
meet
to
them.
the beginning of
that.
next June.
So tell me, our process in the United States to try to build interest in these career programs is to do things like the expo that we're going to have on October 19th, where we're going to highlight career areas that either Anabelia or Marv have heard a lot of interest in, but we don't get enough students to meet the need, or just areas that are hot as far as prospective jobs, because we don't think that high school students especially grasp what they need to know to be successful in careers. And sometimes they're very high wage careers, but they don't even know they're there. They don't know that they're employable in Muscatine with those skills. So we're focusing on ag because it's one of our very strong CTE programs, but also conservation and vet tech. We're looking at manufacturing, welding, logistics, and mechanical design as our pilot. So we're bringing employers in, and students will come from the high schools, and they'll do hands-on at every station. So do you do something like that where you're involved in recruiting students just to come into the college, or is that process different for you?
Actually, the process is different, but I will tell you, when we, if you remember, before 1.5 years, when we were building the curriculum for entrepreneurship, me and you and John and Jeremy, it was our little baby. So when I was referring to this historic period for myself, it's for me, it's a success story. And when I saw your students and our students, it's like just I'm so happy because it's now they are learning what we are planning before 1 year. The process, it's very important. And from our side and our point of view, we need our students to change their mind. We don't want them to, when they finish graduation from the college, going to employed. We need them to open their own business. In Muscatine, there is so many opportunities for your student to open their own business, and the unemployment rate will be decreased. This is our goal, actually. In Jordan, the same. And all the big businesses start small businesses. So in our college, when we recruit those students, actually we make a criteria to have them in our class. But actually, this is the first batch. The second batch will be open for more than 8 students. And this, a new idea, it's very important because in the first, when we were selling this idea, it was just like, it's new, nobody knows that, what's the effect, but actually this is our new baby, as I told you, and thank God it's now can run, and
so
we saw.
How do people find out about, I mean, just entrepreneurship, but about your career programs in general? So if I'm interested in culinary arts, how do I know, when are they identified to you, I guess? Is that something that you identify in a student when they're young, or at what point do they say they get to pick their career?
An associate degree or in certificate, you mean? Or
Either,
both?
either one. If I'm a young person in Jordan, how do I find out about careers? Or
actually, I have to give you the story from the beginning. When we open Sunrise, the Andy program, we have to make the study of the market need. So we saw that in Jordan, because we are live in a hot spot in terms of historic and tourist sites. We need for each year for 5,000 employee in those hotels and restaurants and so on. So we open the hotel management and culinary art program, and we market it because we are a private college, and we have to market those things to others in order to come and to register in our college. And after that, we try our best to let them go and find the suitable job for them. But now we are shifting our minds as administrator and our students. We now need them to open their own restaurants, let's say, or business. This will produce more energy for the student, and they will think out of the box. This is what Osama's did in his class, and our students make an 8 amazing projects. And I was...
The next Maid-Right in Amman may come out of that group.
Yep.
They had Maid-Rights for the first time yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. So we're thinking maybe we'll open a franchise.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's a go, yeah.
Because in Jordan there is no root beer. I don't know.
There's
why.
no root beer.
Yeah.
What is that? My kids couldn't even believe that. I said, Osama and Samir have never had root beer.
What?
Mitchell says, no way. Yeah.
I'd like to
So-
point out that it's alcohol-free.
It is alcohol
Thank you very
free.
much.
See, that's the thing.
I was forgetting.
That's the thing.
The cultural thing.
That, yeah, that people might be hesitant,
Yep.
but
Because of the name.
The name of it, right?
yeah.
So
But
now you
they'll,
can take it back and tell
they'll
them it's
miss all the
alcohol-free.
yummy
Yeah.
goodness. And it's caffeine free most of the time. Let me just do a little plug for root beer
I
right here.
guess.
We like it.
I'm telling you, yeah, it's great stuff. So Maid-Rights and root beer, it doesn't get much more American and
It doesn't.
Muscatine than that.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we're taking a franchise back to Amman and making our millions.
So I'm getting this picture that every day that they're here, they're trying new restaurants.
Yeah.
We
So
did.
see what you don't have and what you could go back and open.
Yes.
Oh, what a perfect job.
Yeah.
Yesterday we tried the Peking restaurant.
Yeah.
Peking restaurant. It was. We ordered a meal for two. We were like 3 people, and the meal could easily be enough for 5 people, I think.
Minimum.
Do you
much
see the
food.
problem that we have here?
So much
Anabelia
food
and
in every,
I-
every
you
meal.
Anabelia and I,
So
every
hard
show, are
to-
going, okay, how do we look skinnier? Well, maybe if we didn't eat so many made rights in Peking, we might be skinnier, but we love
Take us
it.
5 minutes to get that figured out either, will we?
We love it.
Yeah.
What can we say?
I used to tell Samir I was afraid that I'm gonna get thinner here, but I think
No.
it's impossible to get thinner.
No.
Because you weren't sure if
You guys, your food is delicious, and every restaurant you go, you eat till you're full, and it's
He says,
it's
there's
hard.
a hamburger everywhere.
we have buffets everywhere. How can you
You're gonna-
not eat?
We need to slow down on that.
That's
So-
one of the things that the students asked. Evidently, Jim has been talking to our students about taking the trip to Jordan, which John took students last year. So he must be talking to them because that's the first thing they asked when I came in. What's the food like over there? Is it hot? Is it? I'm like, no, it's great.
It's really delicious.
It
They
is
they
very
were
good.
they were
There'll be no
having
problem.
full from the appetizer before the main course.
Yeah.
You know that.
Oh yeah, I do know that.
The appetizer's a meal.
Oh
then.
my gosh, it's like salads and breads and hummus and it's all yummy goodness, and then they bring out the food.
You're like, I thought that was my
I
meal.
just ate enough for 3 people. What are you talking about? So no, I think that's the first thing people think about when they're going to travel. What's the food going to be like?
What's
Do
the
I need
food?
to pack a snack in my bag? No,
Sure.
No.
not at all. So anybody,
Maybe they should be doing a trial meal here so that everybody can taste it before they
Well,
travel to Jordan.
I would
that's
have
why
got
we
my
pay
wife.
Anabelia the big bucks.
I can't cook.
Me
You
too.
can't?
Well,
Oh.
my wife can cook though.
Oh, we'll bring her back.
Next time we'll bring
We're
her.
going to throw her to the
She will cook
throw
for
him to the
everybody.
curb too. We're going to bring your wife back. That'll be perfect.
Yes.
Actually, we understand the difference between our two cultures. It's very important because I heard about United States. I saw movies, but when you be here, it's a different story because you can see and you can touch. You can feel the atmosphere of the differentiation between our cultures. But at the end of the day, we have one God, the same God. We are human beings, and at the end of the day, we are just like us.
right.
And you've traveled here more than I have, quite frankly. You've gone to a couple of great teachers workshops and some conferences on entrepreneurship with our faculty and administration. So you've actually gotten to see quite a bit of the United States too. If you took Amman or took Jordan and put it in the United States, do you know about how land mass wise, how big you are compared to the United States? Have you ever looked at that?
In terms of space,
Yeah.
I think we are, most of the Jordanian lives in Amman. So it's 6 million, 3 million concentrated on the capital. Amman is a city, and it's a huge city actually because it's running all the time. But when I consider it of Iowa, it's half the space of Iowa. But
Okay.
Iowa, it's spread and it's calm and there is no traffic at all. And
I like that.
Now,
Yeah.
see, I
makes
understood
sense.
better why John DeBeat drives the way he does
Yes.
after going.
Really?
Oh my gosh, he learned to drive there.
Crazy.
You look over here and talk while you're driving and honk your horn a lot.
I'm just getting a
crazy.
training of.
Yeah, if
It's
you
hard.
can drive there, you can drive anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
In
went
New
to
York
Egypt.
City or something?
Oh
Like,
my
Yes.
gosh,
Egypt
Egypt
is
is
worse.
extreme. I was afraid in Egypt. I've been
You
to
just go.
I-
You hope people move.
Yeah.
I might be okay there because that's how I drive here.
That's how you drive here. You're right.
So I think I fit right in. But yeah, it's definitely a different atmosphere coming
Actually,
from Amman and coming into
I think we will
Muscatine.
go to Chicago after 2 days. Maybe it will be looks like Amman. Maybe
I still
It's
don't think
nothing.
so.
because
It's nothing like that.
I don't know.
No?
I don't
You
know.
can cross the street in Chicago.
Right.
Yeah,
And Amman, you go like zigzag, between the
Yeah.
cars.
like Frogger. Remember that?
Oh,
Where the little,
gosh,
you
yes.
had to run across the road while the cars were going past you honking.
Super Mario.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
Mario.
It
Yeah.
is.
It's 3 million living in
But-
a small spot. It will be.
But it's very metropolitan, and I was trying to explain, my little people want to get Samir's little people gifts. So I'm trying to explain to them that Mitchell says, well, kids here like clothes. And I said, yeah, but they're so far ahead of us fashion-wise that anything we would pull out of Muscatine might not be what his little girls are after. And that surprised me too. There was a lot. Until you've traveled, you really don't know a place, and I still get questioned all the time. Were you safe there? What's Jordan like? You feel safer than
It's hard to
when you were
imagine
here.
Jordan as a safe place, but it is one of the safest countries ever.
That's an amazing
we
thing
have,
for where
we
you
have,
sit.
I think,
I remember.
our police force is worldwide recognized for their efficiency and for their good job, because it's perfectly safe. And I come originally from Palestine. I've been to Palestine. I know how different it is in Palestine. I wouldn't feel safe in Palestine, but I do feel safe in Jordan. It's perfectly safe. You
I
can
remember.
walk.
I remember the
swim,
same thing that Osama said. When we have the study abroad program, we have 6 of your students come to Jordan and live for 9 days with John David. They went everywhere, and after that, one of the student, his name is Sean, he said, "You know what?" I said, "What?" He said, "Amman is the safest place. I feel safe more than Muscatine." I said, "What?" Because everybody said when you go to the Middle East, it's a hot spot. Don't go there because you will be killed, or it's an unstable region. He said, "No, it's strong. I feel safe better than
I did
here."
too. Wow. And we did most things we did after hours, because John DeBeat apparently doesn't sleep. So at 10 o'clock at night, John is saying, "Come
Yalla,
on,
yalla,
yalla, yalla, yalla,
I mean,
yalla,
means
okay.
let's go.
Let's go, hurry up. Let's go do this. Let's go eat here. Let's go shop. Let's go." And I'm going, okay, here I go. But
Get ready for
even
bed
in the
at that
middle of
time.
the night, you just
There's something
walk
to do.
around. You just walk.
And you're
It's a
safe.
huge city. It's a huge city. You walk around at night and go to the
Here,
store or
after
whatever.
after 9, there is nothing.
In Muscatine, not so bad, but like if you're comparing it to a city like Chicago or
Maybe-
New York,
maybe, yeah. This one,
I don't
yeah.
know if I walk around at night there the way we walked around in Jordan. So I was pleasantly surprised, and it's my pleasure to tell people what a great experience I had in Jordan. And I hope that we'll get even more students and faculty interested in going. You've got to get past that mental block first, and then I think if you open yourself up to the experience, again, you meet great people, and
Thank you.
of course they got to meet us.
Yes,
too.
you're great too.
Yeah.
We're
See, I have
thankful
to-
we met you.
I have to
you are
plug for that
the
every
queen of
time.
Iowa, right?
I am the queen of Iowa, and shh.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
Jeremy is the prince.
Yeah.
Jeremy's the
Jeremy
prince.
Pickard
Always
is the
got to
prince
share
of
my
Iowa.
throne with Jeremy.
She's actually the queen of some. What now? You're
It was sheep.
sheep.
Queen of the sheep.
She's the queen of the sheep.
Yes.
Yeah, and
I
I'll
remember
take you and show you some sheep later.
Yes.
So, anything you wanted to share with us before we call it a day?
For me, I was so happy to be here. Actually, I get relaxed in this country. Relaxed.
Relaxed,
In terms of,
How nice.
Really,
That's a nice
really.
thing to hear.
and I saw nice people, and you are a great nation.
Well, thank you very much. And right back at you.
I will.
Not that I relaxed because you made me work too much, but
Next year, I will
maybe
come
next
for,
time
for,
we'll
more,
come
for more
and
than 6 times.
said, yeah.
Yeah.
Last announcement, Anabelia.
Yes?
You're looking at a future Hawkeye.
Really?
I've applied. I'm not sure if I would get accepted, but they said I have a competitive profile.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Good. Congratulations.
So
The GRE was tough.
I don't know. Ohio State must have been full. I don't know.
I was gonna
what
say.
his story is about that. But I'm trying to teach him the difference between a Buckeye and a Hawkeye. So
They
our
just said that
lessons
Iowa was
continue.
great. So Iowa, we're all about
getting
Iowa
competitive
today,
already.
Not Ohio.
I know. See, he's thinking about a football game, and like, okay, you're
Well-
not even accepted yet, but calm down.
Yeah, well, he's
They must do that when they send out the application. Make you.
he's like,
get-
congratulations, you're about to be a Hawkeye. And I, okay.
That's what it said, isn't that?
Wow.
That's kind of
Good.
cool, isn't it?
That is.
Yeah. So we are hoping that we'll get to have Osama and his wife maybe do workshops or do some teaching here and
Would love to do that.
capitalize on their expertise while they're living in Iowa
Love to
City.
do. And I would like to thank you and thank Jeremy Pickard and John DeBeat and yourselves. You've been so hospitable, and we love to have you as friends. And well, it's almost like a family because we've been traveling a lot. Thank you, and it's a great experience for both of us. And we hope our students and your students learn
Exactly.
from this.
We'll share knowledge. This is
That'll
the
be
important
wonderful.
thing. Share knowledge between each other. And I want to emphasize on the EICC, community colleges. We went to Scott and Clinton and Muscatine. We have now great friends there, and they were so welcomed, and hospitality, it was number one
Yes.
that we
Awesome.
faced. Yeah.
That is great.
Just one last remark. I think if there are students who are interested in coming visiting Jordan,
From all over
I
the
think we have
ICC.
study abroad program.
Yeah.
Next, I'm not
Next
June, probably.
May from 17th to 27th.
Okay.
We will have a student also
With
to come to
John
Jordan
Dabeed,
with
right?
John Dabeed. Yeah.
Yes, if you're interested, that would be great. We'd love to have you.
Interesting.
How
And you can
many
add us on
students?
Facebook, Osama Zaidiyah.
Yeah, and you know what a great use of technology.
Yes.
Yes.
Really, the students could
Yes.
really get to know each other
Yeah.
before they
Before
ever
they
even
even leave.
travel.
Welcome.
Which,
Yes.
you know, people say a lot of bad things about
are online
social
always.
media and things like
you
that.
can check the photos. Yeah,
That's a great use of social media
it is great.
to
Yes.
break down barriers. So that's a wonderful thing. Well, we thank you for tuning in to MCC Today, our first edition of MCC Today, and look forward to seeing us again, MCC tomorrow.